Hey everyone, it's Shelby here. Welcome back to A Little Literary Love. I'm glad y'all are with me today because today I am going to be doing my January hopeful / TBR video for you all. But before we get into the books that I'm hoping to read for January, I would like to do my little spiel. If you are enjoying my videos, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you are hitting that thumbs up button and also subscribe if you haven't already. I post videos every Thursday and Sunday, and we have a good time here. I am so excited. We are already, it is January. We are in 2025 now. So it's time for another TBR video. It's going to be my first of the year, January, and I am going to be doing my TBRs just a little bit differently. I'm having to strategize a little bit more on what I'm going to be reading per month because I am participating in 3 book challenges for the year. So a little bit ambitious of me, but there's some that I feel like I can double up. So I will be going through all of my books and what prompts they go with for each of the book challenges that I'm doing. I will leave links to all of those down below in the description box if you would like to join all of these. I am also planning on going, I have 2 for sure book conventions lined up later this year. So I'm wanting to try to read books from authors that are going to be at those book conventions that I have not read before. So I will be featuring a lot of those books in my TBRs as well. So enough housekeeping. We're going to get right into all of the books that I'm wanting to read. So first up, I have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I love Kennedy Ryan, and I am slowly working my way through her backlist. This is a series that I have not read yet. This is her current series that she's writing. The 3rd book of the series comes out later this year. I think maybe in April or May, somewhere around there. This one is a second chance romance. It is about a divorced couple. They are co-parenting and also running a business together, and they can't help but be drawn back to one another. So they're trying to figure out if maybe they can rekindle their romance that they had, or if some of their old hurts just won't let things be. So I've heard nothing but good things about this book and the other book of this series. I want to get to it. I want to try to read more Kennedy Ryan this year. But this one fits a couple different prompts for challenges that I'm doing. First being for the Romanceopoly challenge, book challenge. There is the New Year, New You. This is like an extra prompt that I can do. It is not one of their set prompts that I have to do. This is like they have some holiday prompts there. And now the New Year, New You is to read a second chance romance. So it works for that one. I believe it should also work for maybe 1 or 2 of the prompts for the Diverse Baseline Challenge. There are several different prompts for this one. I only have to complete 12 for the year to complete that challenge, but I'm going to try to complete more if I can. So I think this would obviously work for the prompt of Black Diaspora author. I believe this should also potentially work for the prompt of Middle-Aged Main Character, which is a book that features a character between the ages, I think it was 35 and 50. I think these characters should work for that because I know, like I said, I know they're a divorced couple. They have a child that they're co-parenting. I think they should be in their 30s. So once I get into this book and read it a little bit better, I should be able to find out if that will work for the middle-aged character prompt. It also helps with some of my personal goals that I have. I'm wanting to read more books utilizing KU just to make sure that I am spending my money wisely. So this book is currently on KU. I do also own a physical copy, so that helps me get through my goal of trying to read books from my bookshelves. So it's a great book. I need to pick it up because it meets so many different prompts and goals that I have. Then I have X's and O's by Kayla Gross. This one is a romance. This is a holiday romance about a man. He crashes his car and is snowed in at this cabin with a married couple. And apparently they get into some kiki fun times. And I believe it is an MMF romance. Sounds right up my alley. I think I'm going to love this. This one will work for the prompt from Romanceopoly Book Challenge for the Alpine Cottage Inn, which that one is to read a snowbound romance or a winter vacation romance. So I think this will fit for the snowbound part of it. Snowbound is just, it's snowing and they're stuck somewhere. So that fits perfectly with this book. Then I'm hoping to read Music of the Night by Angela J. Ford. I have had this book on my TBRs, like so many of my TBRs in the past, and I really need to get to this one. All I know about this one is that it is a dark fantasy romance, and it is supposed to be a Phantom of the Opera retelling, and this is a Black author, so I know it should work for the Diverse Baseline Challenge. There is a prompt for a retelling. Works great for that. I am also hoping that I can use this to meet the prompt on the Romanceopoly Challenge for Crystal Lake, which the prompt is to read a cozy fantasy book or a fairy tale retelling. I don't know if Phantom of the Opera technically counts as a fairy tale, but I'm really hoping that they'll be really lax and let me use that for this prompt. Otherwise, I might have to pick something else, but I was really wanting to do that. Also, this author will be at Villains and Vixens book convention. That is one of the book conventions that I'm wanting to go to this year. So it knocks off that as well. Then we get to a nonfiction book before we go back to some of the romances that I'm wanting to read. I'm planning on reading Wayward Lives, Beautiful Experiments by Saidiya Hartman. This meets the prompt for the Building Resistance book challenge that I joined. This is a book challenge that is to read a specific type of nonfiction book every month, which also fits one of my personal goals to read a nonfiction book every month. This one, I am tackling one of the prompts for relearning American history. It also, again, like I said, is a Black author. This one, the author explores the lives of young Black women in Philadelphia and New York at the beginning of the 20th century. So it's just a book talking about that. And this one was within the Audible Plus catalog, so I don't have to use one of my credits or pay any extra for listening to the audiobook of this one, so that's why I went ahead and picked this one. I'm really looking forward to learning more about this. Then we get back to the romance books that I have on my TBR. Then I have Intercepted by Alexa Martin. This one, again, is another Black author. I am trying to read more BIPOC authors. This one, I do have a physical copy down here on my shelves, so it knocks off my personal goals to read more from my bookshelves. This one is our female main character is the girlfriend of a football player, but he has been cheating on her, so she dumps him, and then there is a new quarterback on the scene that is trying to woo her, but she is wary about getting in a relationship with another sports star. So I know this one also has been on my TBR for a while. I have gotten that Alexa Martin book a very long time ago, so I really want to try to get to that one this month. Then I have Jockstraps and Newspapers by Lizzie Strong. I'm wanting to read this one because this one, Lizzie Strong is an author that is going to be at Book Harvest Convention, another book convention that I'm hoping to go to this year. This is a monster romance. Our male main character is a Minotaur, and it says it's a sports ball player. The cover really looks like football, so I don't know if it's football or if it's some other random sporting event that this author made up for her book. Anyway, so he is actually becoming a coach. It is his debut year as a coach, and then their female main character is says Newsy on the case for this season, but she does not like sports. She's only taking this position because she thinks it will help elevate her career the way she's wanting it to go. And apparently they have a romance together. I have seen this around on Instagram. I've heard good things about this author. Like I said, she's going to be at Book Harvest, so I'm wanting to try her out. Then I have Where There's a Will by Jessie Walker. This is an author that is going to be at both of the book conventions that I'm going to, both Book Harvest and Villains and Vixens. I've heard really good things. There's a lot of really good ratings for this book. This is supposed to be a killing romance, so male-male. It is also supposed to be very angsty. Both of these men were friends when they were younger and then had a falling out, and one of them moved away. Now that person is back in town, and I'm assuming they start to form a romance together. It sounds like they've also been through a lot of traumas and hurts, though, so they have those loopholes to go through, excuse me. I believe this book is a duet, so I think this one might end on a cliffhanger. But I'm looking forward to trying out this author because I've heard good things. And then I have Feast of Fools by Naomi Loud. I'm going to read this one because I actually have already gotten the arc for it. This is the second book of the Perverse City series. I'm also wanting to read this. Naomi Loud is going to be an author that is going to Book Harvest. This one, I really enjoyed the first book of the series. I thought it was very unique. This one features a different house from the Perverse City. Our male main character, I believe it's the male main character, is part of the House of Trickery. I know there is captor-captive trope in here, and I also know that basically all the characters that are going to be featured in this series are of the morally black / morally gray variety. And yeah, like I said, I already have the arc for this one, so I'm super excited to get into it. And that is going to be for my TBR. I wanted to keep it somewhat short just because I know there's so many prompts and things that I'm trying to work towards for the 3 different book challenges that I have. I didn't want to put too many other extra books on my TBR just in case I needed to leave a little bit room for mood reading, because that's the habit that I tend to have, is that I just cancel out my TBRs and then I just read what I want and I mood read. But I am really determined that I'm going to finish all of these book challenges, and I'm going to read all of these different authors for the book conventions that I'm going to, and it's just going to be a great year. We're going to start it out right, and I'm going to read some fabulous books in January. I know it. I am bound and determined. I am manifesting it. But I'm going to stop rambling now and close this out. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. And like I said, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below with some of the books that you are wanting to read in January. I love hearing from you all, but otherwise, that is going to be it, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.